certainly racism.
Joining us now to analyze from Chicago, Professor Austin Goolsby, former chairman of the Council of Economic Advisors under President Obama. Great to have you today. Perfect timing for you, Professor. So tell us a little bit about this. Is this racism? Is this economics? Is this immigration? What's this all about? And how does Hillary Clinton handle this?
Well, thanks for having me back, first of all. You got a lot of questions in there. I was just over in London not very long ago. I think most of what this campaign had turned into in the UK was about immigration. That was the single biggest issue. What had started with discussion about regulation and things about economics had really become about immigration. So I think there is at least some warning in that to Hillary Clinton for sure, because the polls were saying that the Remain was going to win. And they didn't, so the polls were wrong. And so if in Brooklyn the Clinton campaign is taking great comfort that they're ahead in the polls, I think this has at least got to put a warning flag on there that some of these issues may be worse than what the polls say.
Because if you apply the same logic, you bring it over here, bring it back across the pond here, and you see Donald Trump, who has basically the exit strategy of the UK, saying, hey, let's close our borders until we find out what's going on. It was the open border policy in the European Union that drove the people to vote to leave.
Yeah, in a way, I think you have an insight. And certainly Donald Trump himself was trying to promote that view. I wonder, though, if Trump should have been as excited as he seemed to be, because if this thing leads to a recession in the UK in the short run, you certainly saw all the stock markets, including ours, go down quite a lot. If they start having serious economic problems in the short run because of a policy that was perceived as Trumpism, I don't think that would necessarily help Trump. So I think he should be a little.
Let's talk about that a little bit. What really has changed? I mean, we saw massive volatility in markets today, but at the end of the day, there's not a lot that's changed. You've taken Great Britain out of the European Union.
There's not a lot that has changed.
They're still producing what they produced before.
Yes and no. You're right. Nothing's changed yet because they haven't negotiated the terms of the exit, and you saw the Brexit crowd saying, well, there's no rush. We'll take a long time to negotiate it. But the Europeans, they don't want that at all. They don't want this to spread like a brush fire across the other countries.
I mean, nothing's really changed. So if Germany is producing the most, if they're adding the most to the Union,
three things have changed.
Oh, go ahead.
Three major things have changed.
Economically?
Okay, economically. Number one, you've got literally millions of British citizens working in the EU and several million from the EU working in Britain. And as soon as they're out, the normal labor laws are not going to apply. They're going to have to figure out, are they going to need work visas? Anybody who's making stuff in the UK that they're going to ship to an EU country, they're going to have to negotiate, well, what will be the tariffs and how will UK products be treated compared to EU products? And so all of that is, at the very least, business investment is going to say, let's do nothing for a few months until we see how it gets sorted out. So that's going to be a major economic downer in the immediate
It's all
term.
a bureaucratic downer. You're talking about some
that's not
paper
a bureaucratic
pushing.
downer.
If I'm an expatriate working in the UK, I just need to get a work visa in the UK. You're not really going to change you're not shutting down plants and manufacturing in the UK.
I don't know what you're talking about. You would shut down the plant.
Why?
If you were, look, let me give you a perfect example. Japanese automakers built auto plants in the UK to send the cars into the EU. They did that several years ago. Those plants are going to slow down because they're going to say, whoa, 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 don't make so many cars.
Okay.
They have to negotiate a free trade agreement.
Where? They may come to these Japanese automakers may come to the U.S. if we have a great deal with Great Britain, with the UK example. My point is this. So it's a global economy, right?
5 years from now.
All you're going to do is
5 years from now, you're right.
Change business from one section of the globe to another, but you're really not slowing the EU down by breaking the UK out of it.
See, I don't know why you keep saying that.
Well,
I just gave you an example in which it's going to slow down on both sides. Look, you have been telling me about the impact of political uncertainty and why you thought that was slowing down the U.S. economy. What could be a bigger political uncertainty on the European economy than whether they're going to disintegrate Europe? It's a slowdown.
Well, it's not disintegrating. It's just breaking up. It'd be like if the United States decided
what do you mean it's not disintegrating?
Regions of the United States.
It's breaking into a lot of small pieces.
I think
not disintegrating.
We would still
really
be
just
producing,
kind of breaking up like
we would still be producing at the level we'd be producing, and the demand. Honestly, it comes down to demand for the products.
Of course they wouldn't. You're going to at least slow down. 5 years from now, I agree with you. They'll have sorted it out. There are countries not in the EU that do fine. Switzerland, Canada, Norway.
Maybe it's an opportunity to get some of that manufacturing, bring it from the European ex-Union back to the United States. Maybe there's an opportunity here. Austin, always good to talk to you. Thank you very much. Up next, is the UK's exit from the EU a political gift for the Trump campaign? Two of Trump's most trusted advisors